Today we're going to have a look around the new Mercedes-Benz CLA, a sporty coupe based on the impressive new generation A-Class. Now, the old CLA was a massive hit here in Ireland, and this one looks set to be no different because, well, look at it, that is a good-looking car. And this one comes with some subtle but sharp new styling details that have it looking more like a mini CLS than ever before. But wait, I hear you ask, isn't there an A-Class saloon already? And yes, there is, or at least there will be in Ireland very soon. And while there's no doubt that the two cars do look very similar, there are a few differences that the keener-eyed Mercedes fan will spot. The CLA, for example, is a bit wider, it's lower slung, and most notably, much curvier of rear. But what is the point, you might also ask, of having two models which are so similar in the same lineup? And Mercedes tell us that they're after two very different markets here. With the A-Class saloon left to compete with the Audi A3 saloon, and then the larger dimensions of this new CLA set to take on entry-level versions of the Audi A4 and BMW 3 Series instead. So let's see if this has what it takes to compete with the big boys. It's off to a good start with the boot anyway, which at 460 litres is just 20 litres shy of an A4 and a 3 Series and 90 litres larger than the A-Class hatch. However, and we all know how biased I am towards saloon-style boots by now, it's not the most practical shape in the world, the opening is a little bit narrow and it's quite dark in there, which makes it quite hard to see exactly how much space you've got or what's in there already. Now, there are two levers which are supposed to let down the back seats, but while they do release them, they still need a little shove to go all the way down, which I can't do from back here because I can't reach it. So I have to go around and open the back door and do it from here instead, which is a bit annoying. Once you pop them back up, the space in the back is pretty decent, although definitely more hatchback sized than executive saloon if you ask me. The legroom is decent. I'm about 5'6", so it generally is for me, but headroom is a little bit on the tight side even for me. And while that sloping roofline is no doubt gorgeous to look at, it does make it feel a little bit dark and enclosed back here. Nevertheless, comfort features are quite good with plenty of storage. No central armrest, unfortunately, but you do get a couple of USB ports for charging your bits and bobs. If it's difficult to distinguish from the A-Class saloon on the outside, well then it's pretty much impossible to do so in here because the interior is identical to what's in the rest of the A range. And that is certainly not a bad thing because the new A-Class cabin is one of, if not the best new interiors to hit the market in recent years. It also comes with all the latest impressive MBUX tech. This one gets the very cool panoramic dual screen setup, and all the materials used are of the extremely high quality which you would rightly expect from a Mercedes. It is a beautiful interior and one that's very easy to get comfortable in and find your way around. Made even easier with the help of the Mercedes Me voice control system, which works in a similar way to Siri on an iPhone. But it can depend a little bit on how strong an accent you've got and what kind of a mood she's in. So let's see what kind of form she's in today. Hey Mercedes.
How can I help you?
What's the weather like today?
Today it will be rainy in Dublin with temperatures between 14 and 20 degrees.
In July, of course. Now, the trim level setup is very similar to that of the A-Class hatch, and if you'd like more information on that, you can watch our full review of the A-Class hatch somewhere on the screen here. This is the CLA 180 that I'm driving today, which is the entry-level petrol, powered by a 1.3 litre engine pushing out 136 HP. Now, I know a 1.3 might sound a little bit puny for the size of the car, but it actually suits it really well. There's a very quick and super smooth power uptake from that lovely 7-speed automatic gearbox, and it just feels lovely and light and peppy and probably a lot more powerful than what it sounds like on paper. There are a few more potent options available, like the CLA 200 and then the 2-litre 220 and top of the range 250 with its 220 brake horsepower if you're after a proper hot coupe, if such a thing exists. There is also a diesel version available in the 180D, but really don't do that unless you really need to, because this is a car that really suits petrol power. The handling is very similar to that of the A-Class, which again is a very good thing because that's a great car to drive. It's very taut, very agile, and if anything, that extra boot tacked onto the back actually helps to increase the sense of balance. And it still corners nice and neatly and stays nicely planted, but manages to stay pretty comfortable as well over lumps and bumps. It's just good fun to drive and gorgeous to look at. And for that reason, I think I can forgive it its minor impracticalities. Prices start at about €34,000, but that is for an entry-level manual CLA, which nobody will or should buy. So realistically, you're going to be looking at this AMG line automatic at a minimum, and that pushes it well over the €40,000 mark, and indeed well into entry-level Audi A4 or C-Class territory. But at least this one will come fully loaded for that price. What do you think of the new CLA? Is it a worthy contender to those in the class above, or is it just an A-Class pretending to be something more than it is? Please do let us know what you think in the comments section below. Like and share if you enjoyed the video, and if you'd like to see more like it, please hit subscribe now.